From spring break on the beaches to spending time in your bedroom playing video games. A lot of students that go to college spend a lot of their free time playing video games, whether it's for fun or to just maybe have some stress release. So we talked to some students here at Mohawk about why they play video games and if they think it's good for their career as a student.
Video games come in all different shapes and sizes. There is the classic Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Xbox, and many others. We took to the halls of Mohawk to ask students about their favorite video games.
My favorite video games are probably NHL 2010 and Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Call of Duty and Rainbow Six.
49% of gamers are over the age of 18. Gaming is the fastest growing entertainment industry today. We asked students how many hours a day they play and if they feel like it's interfering with their schooling.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It's kind of a natural problem. I mean, some students are kind of using video games as kind of a way out, like a means, kind of like drugs. They're using it to a form or to escape from reality and kind of getting hooked on it. Instead of doing their schoolwork, they're playing more video games.
Well, somehow I think it is because it can be very controlling and people get really into it. I've seen my friends and it's a good procrastinator.
For sure, definitely, because people just get distracted and they don't pay attention to their schoolwork and they just get carried away.
Gaming has been around since 1958 and continues to thrive today. With all the advances in video game technology and graphics, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon.
So we're joined live in studio now with Scott Bunyan, who is a professor here at Mohawk College. Scott came to Canada from Scotland, correct? When did you come to Canada?
Came to Canada in 2001. I was studying in Brighton in '99 and met and fell in love with a Canadian girl, and she imported me in 2001.
Well, and you come from a cultural studies background?
Originally, my thesis major was literature, but I found myself actually enjoying using some of the analytical techniques on things I actually enjoy reading as opposed to literature, which I don't always enjoy reading. It's valuable, it's good, but sometimes I just want to read something for fun, and I figure if you can analyze with literature, then you should be able to analyze things that are fun.
So you started teaching at Mohawk College in 2003. When exactly did you design and start teaching the course Video Games and Online Communities?
Well, I didn't make a conscious decision to design the course. Actually,
how did that come about?
I started gaming a little bit more. I'd done a little bit of gaming, largely as your second said, for relaxation, a little bit of a break from studying, and then I had a young girl, and she got a cold. She got a cold when she was 8 months, and she got rid of the cold when she was about 1.5 years. And she was having real trouble sleeping, lying on her back. So she slept perfectly lying upright. And I put her in a baby harness. And I sat in my chair at 9, thinking, oh, about 3 o'clock I'll pass her over to my wife. And thought, what am I going to do? And I'd watch TV, but I couldn't watch TV for very long. I'd read a book, but I discovered I'd get tired. And one thing I could always do, regardless of how tired I was I could always play games. So I started playing a little bit more. And then the call went out looking for new elective courses, and I thought, well, why not try a course where I don't have to be the expert, where the students can be the experts.
That's
so
perfect.
Created the game.
And how can games help keep you alert, or how are video games good for you? Are they good for you?
I think, like most things, they're good in moderation. They're good depending on how you use them. I think the reason that video games keep you alert is because they're interactive. Nothing happens without you actually doing something, whereas literature, you're experiencing someone else's worldview. When you interpret it, it's active, but largely you're reading what someone else has written. Two people read the same book, they read the same words. Same as if two people watch the same movie, largely they see the same things. But in a video game, two people play the same video game, and they play two very different gaming experiences. So I found that enjoyable. The other thing was that it was challenging. The longer I played, it got more complex, as opposed to sitting and watching something whereby after like 2 hours I just think, oh, 2 hours have passed, whereas I'd play games for 6 hours and think, whoa, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I can go to bed.
So we have an N64 here, which is a little bit of an outdated system now, and we have some Guitar Hero guitars. What is your game system of choice?
I'm pretty much equal access on anything. About the only system that's currently out that I don't have is a Wii, but I've played with friends. So I'll normally either play on the PC or on a 360 or a PS3. But I'll pretty much play anything.
So let's talk about the course itself. How popular was it initially during its inception when it was first introduced?
It was popular and it was questioned. When I pitched the idea, there was a lot of response of, well, what can you analyze about video games? What could you do in the course? And so I'd start talking, because when I was interested in the thought of the course, I started looking at what was actually written on games and found that it didn't bear any resemblance to my experience as a gamer. So I started talking, people's eyes started glazing over, and so obviously if you're talking and glazing people's eyes over, then you're probably talking academics. So I got the course up and running. Student response was great. I mean, the course almost always maxes enrollment about 2 days after it's released. There is a slight downturn because I think about 10 people come into each class hoping, hopefully I'll just play games for credit. I'll come in and I'll be able to solo something good on Guitar Hero and I'm going to get 10% of my mark. And I had enough trouble getting the course off the ground in terms of being an analytical course. If I let out that I was playing games for credit, then I suspect my course would be cut.